Hey everybody, this is Fran Fraschella, draft expert and basketball junkie. To everybody who's watching, let's get our friends at General Manager Games the subscribers they deserve. Just press that red subscriber button and immerse yourself in sports AI through GM Games content. And on Twitter, it's GM_games. Let's get after it. Let's go.
Draft Day Sports Pro Football 2021. I've brought this to you a handful of times now, but I know last time we actually got caught. I wanted to bring you an entire season, get you all the way through a second draft, and wasn't able to do it. We did get in year 2. We got our Cincinnati Bengals all the way to the AFC Championship game, only to fall to my boy Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. You can see it here. We fell 39-32, so we were that close to a Super Bowl berth in year 2. But Lamar Jackson was just too much. We couldn't quite get that done. So now I'll bring you the rest of this season, and then we'll definitely get into that draft and see if we can't get through next season as well. So let's sim this NFC Championship game that we never got to see. Oh my goodness. 64-21. Jimmy G and the 49ers went nuts in the NFC Championship game. So the Super Bowl is going to be Baltimore and San Francisco. Did we have this Super Bowl? Was this the blackout Super Bowl? Where like one team got way out in front and then there was like a blackout for a minute and then the other team ended up coming back and winning and everybody had like the big conspiracies? I'm pretty sure the Niners were involved in that, but I can't remember if the other team... I think that was Kaepernick's year. But I can't remember who ended up beating them. It could have been the Ravens. I don't know. But anyway, the Ravens and the Niners for the 2021 championship. Sim this. Check it out. Oh, the Niners pull it out by 2. So pretty similar to what we did against the Ravens. Garoppolo, 38 of 50, almost 400 yards. Let's check out the box score for this championship game. So, I mean, that was a pretty close game throughout. And Robbie Gould, with 14 seconds left, hits a 43-yard field goal. Wow. So, quite a Super Bowl. Quite a Super Bowl. I would have liked to seen that one, I think. But that's your 2021 championship. Let's see. All right, so let's check out these awards here. So you can... I know if you guys have probably seen this before. You can change these. I like to let them go standard. So Lamar Jackson won the MVP. I think that's back-to-back years. Offensive MVP as well. Excuse me. So the Bengals didn't end up with anything in end of year. Last year, I think Burrow got Offensive Rookie of the Year. But we didn't get anything there. Pro Bowl. I mean, it'd be cool if we had players in it, but I'm not that interested in what actually happens. I'm excited to get to this draft. Here we go. Here's the rosters. So let's see here. So Burrow didn't make it. You can see he's first on the list of people to be added. So he almost had a Pro Bowl year. Over 3,000 yards, just shy of 30 touchdowns. Let us see here. Jordan Franks, our tight end, with over 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. Auden Tate, 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns. Both of them a couple of receivers. Davis Gaither, the linebacker, 103 tackles, 4 sacks. And Henderson, strong safety. So the Bengals end up with 4 Pro Bowlers, 2 on offense, 2 on defense. Yeah, you can sim play-by-play, the hip. I can show you, when we get into next season, I can sim one game, because I think this will be a relatively long stream, so we don't have to rush or anything. So I can show you, I've done it. I did it when I kind of had my false start when we were running the early access version. But I haven't done it since they've gone live with the full release. But yeah, we can definitely check that out. It's definitely something you can do, and I'll do it here in a little bit if you want to see that and how it ends up looking. Let's go ahead and advance past this. All right, Pro Bowl. I really don't care who wins. It'd be interesting if we had like league leaders or anything like that in it, but All right, so first we're going to start off with a little bit of coaching adjustments. So actually I believe you can do either one. You can just watch, or I think you can also make suggestions. I think we have both of those modes, but when I get into it, I'll check it out. Yeah, the game definitely is cool. If you're into sports sims and you're into the NFL, I would definitely recommend checking this out. If you've not played it before, you can head over to Wolverine Studios and download a demo, and I think you can play through one season for free. So if you just want to check it out and get in there, if I'm doing things and you want to be looking or doing something different than what I'm doing as I go through it, feel free to jump in there and check out that demo and do it for yourself. Hold on. Staff. So let's see what my staff looks like. I'm pretty sure that these are coaches. Yeah, these are coaches that I brought in. So I'm happy with them. They all have years remaining. He's down to 1 year. Can I negotiate? Whoa. Willing to sign a contract of $4 million for 6 years? No. Oh, he's already making $4 million a year. Oh, yeah. Just give him a little extension here. All right, so we don't need to sign any staff. Yeah, we can complete it. What I would actually like to do is see if there is no, I don't see any input to just skip past all of the staff signing, so we'll have to sim it week by week. And again, this is one of the the Hip asked if I played the college football version. I played Draft Day Sports College Football 2018 or maybe 2019, and that was just a demo version, like I was just saying. So I played it for free. I played through one season. I had a blast. And then I went to buy the regular version, but I must have been playing it like right when a new one came out. So I was worried that like the progress I'd already made wouldn't transfer over to the new one. So I didn't continue that. I was just waiting until, long story short, when 2021 comes out, 100%, I'll be playing it. I'll be streaming it. If you want to check that out, make sure that you're following GM Games on Twitch or on YouTube. All of the videos get uploaded to YouTube after the fact. So if you want to see that, I will definitely be streaming it at some point. We're all expecting the announcement on both college football and college basketball 2021. We're hoping they'll be coming up soon. And the college basketball game had already been brought up to this new interface that they've been using. I don't know if the college football had been or not, but I'm sure that the 2021 version will be, so I'm pretty pumped about that. I need to see what my salary cap situation looks like and what all I have under contract. All right, so I got about $22 million in free salary cap. Let's go through here. Where is roster management? View position counts. All right, so I'm thinking that all 39 of these players that's showing on my active roster are still under contract. I need to go double check that, and then I'm going to come back to this screen so that we can see what positions we actually need. Well, let's see. We've got 2 quarterbacks. Obviously, Burrow is our starter. We're good there. Only 2 running backs, so we need to add a little depth at running back, certainly. Probably want to have about 4, give or take. Need a couple of tight ends. But let's just see, as far as starters go, Tyler Boyd's obviously doing well as our leading wide receiver. And we've got some guys, Auden Tate made the Pro Bowl, so I don't put as much value into skill positions on offense anyway. I think wide receivers and running backs, even though I do have some decent ones, I don't want to sign them or pay them a ton of money, because to me, if you've got a good quarterback and you've got a good line, the skill positions will work themselves out. Need to add some depth on the offensive line. Looks like Billy Price his contract apparently expired. Trey Hopkins' contract apparently expired. So I'm relatively set at tackle. I mean, nothing great, but I've got tackles. But we need to add depth here still. Steven Davis, the draftee from last year, killing it at defensive tackle. Other than that, we have nothing. We have no depth. We have no other talent. So, the lines is really where I'm working to improve this team. That'll be what we're looking for early. And I did, before this season got going, in the last stream, I went through and re-signed anybody that I absolutely wanted to. So, nothing terrible here. The thing that's going to hurt is when Sean Williams starts declining. He's already 31 years old. That's got to be coming soon. Let's just double check that the 39 guys that are showing up are all under contract, and they are. So we're good from that standpoint. So we've got $22 million to play with. DJ Reader, we won't re-sign. Tyler Boyd, we're going to have to re-sign, and that might cost us some money. Same with Jonah Williams. Greenfield and Prez. I'm not worried about either of them. So if we could just re-sign, I don't know. I'm trying to look at what my salary cap looks like in the future. I know when we hit 2024, we're going to have to pay through the nose to keep Joe Burrow. So what's up, Breeze? Glad to have you, buddy. So just kind of trying to plan some of this out. But what we want to do is just really get in there and fix both lines, both offensive and defensive. We do, like I said, we have tackles. They're not the greatest with Baker Mayfield. Jamon Brown, one of my boys from the Ville, baby. Look at Gabe Jackson. So see a guy like that, like Jackson and Brown, both of them would be huge. So let's see. Let's clear all positions and check out pass rushers. Kind of curious here, from a pass rusher, strength would help. You would think agility and speed would be important. Maybe John Kaminsky. 81 strength. Oh, but he's dumber than a box of rocks. Man, he's not smart. All right, so then let's just look between Lowry and Graham. Lowry's obviously much stronger. Graham much more agile. They're about the same intelligence-wise. Pretty similar tackling and speed. So I guess here you kind of got a bull rusher, and here you've got a guy that's a little bit quicker. Let's just go for the big man, because he's 28. Graham's 34. He's going to start to decline. Yeah, Burrow. Yeah. Tore his ACL, tore his MCL, he tore up a lot of stuff. In real life, Joe Burrow had a pretty nasty injury. He's done for the year, and at this point, they've got to start looking at how they rehab him and how they bring him into next year. So, it's total Bengals kind of thing. They finally get a quarterback, looks really talented, and they just let him get taken out. That's what they do. Lowry would be a very big improvement for us. This is somebody that I'm definitely interested in trying to sign. So the one thing that I did learn from last year, going through free agency, is these asking ranges when it comes to free agency don't mean much. This guy could go for 3, 4, 5, 6 million. So if we want the guy, we need to go in and pay for him. All right, so we would make him a starter. And, this is the best defensive end we could possibly bring in right now. Let's pay him $6 million a year for 4 years. We can front load that contract and submit that offer. Yeah, I'm sure the fantasy guys are crying too. I haven't played fantasy football in years. I got really quite burnt out on it. So I don't worry about that as much anymore. Let's see if we've got any depth that we could add here at the defensive tackle position. Now here I'm not as worried about agility. Definitely more worried about strength. So these guys down here, all strong. They're all strong, but these guys a little bit more so. Nice intelligence. Age-wise, they're all right. I don't know if I want to... Now, see, the other thing is, just thinking about it, like maybe I pay a little bit more for a defensive tackle and then draft a defensive end and get a really talented one a little cheaper. Let's do one other thing. Let's take a look at linebackers and see what's out there. Because we're also relatively weak at linebacker. Now, I really like him. He's fast. He's smart. Let's offer him a decent amount of money as well. He's 27. Let's 5 years. All right. Now, I don't want to spend a ton of money here. My defensive end depth is I have exactly one defensive end. The other one's... Oh, well, hold on. I've got one defensive tackle. Defensive end, I think, is absolute trash. So, Christensen was... Shoot. Let me come over to here. Alright, so... Christensen was a guy that I drafted, I believe. Right? Drafted in round 3. Yeah. So, he's at like a 75 overall. So you can see, I mean, he's strong, he's agile. Tackling's not great. The intelligence is actually really bad, but that's a first-year player. I also drafted Perez, but he's not all that talented. These were sort of mid-round draft picks. I need something solid out here. So that's why we're trying to offer the top-rated defensive end in free agency. Also, same thing at defensive tackle. I've got the guy that I drafted. I don't have anything else. So we're very much still in the process of rebuilding both the offensive and defensive line. Linebacker could also use some help. You can see here, just looking at the overalls real quick, you can see the guy that I just offered would be my top overall rated linebacker. So the other thing that we're going to go ahead and do is go ahead and offer a guard as well as a center and see if we can improve the offensive line as well. Because even if, let's see, just wanted to make sure we had a kicker and punter. So anyway, yeah, solid as a rock, but not that bright. That's absolutely correct. Anyway, we're just trying to rebuild these lines. I don't think that we'll sign all these guys, so we're going to offer at each position that we would like to improve. Ooh, yeah, Gabe Jackson, I really like that guy. I mean, look at the pass blocking and run blocking. Real strong. He's older. He's a little older. I could get Jamon Brown, who's my boy from Louisville. He's actually a little bit smarter. Not as good of a run blocker. But 2 years younger, and he's a guy from the Ville. So we're going to offer Jamon Brown. We would make him a starter. Making $4.5 million a year front loaded, and let's make that for 4 years. All right, and centers. Whew. My word, look at these centers. Definitely need a smart center. All right, so again, I'm spending quite a bit of money, but I don't think I'm getting all these guys. So we got 4 or 5 offers out. I think they're strong offers. We got 4. Lowry, Tranquil. We did not offer a defensive tackle. But let's just see if any of this works out. Oh, it did. Look at that. We signed 3 of them. Wow. We spent $17 million. That's not that bad, though. I mean, that's a huge improvement at line. So he's our best linebacker. He's our best defensive end. He's by far our best lineman. That's a huge improvement. Oh, my. let's bounce over and take a look at contracts and see what we've done. Let's go over here and see what we've done salary cap wise. Contracts. So we're now at 96. We've only got 3.7 million in cap room. But we did front load a lot of these, so it drops off pretty quick. So we signed all of them except for Jamon Brown, right? Let's get back into free agency. Let's see if we can offer him. No outstanding contract offers. Uh-oh. Did Jamon Brown go elsewhere? Or did we have to pull the offer because we didn't have the money to pay for what we offered him anymore? Which I hope is what happened. Let's clear this out and take a look at the guards and see if Jamon Brown's still there. He is. So we have we're just offering him everything we've got. We'll call it 3.65. All right, got that offer in. And I like it. Wait for this box to disappear. Alright, he didn't sign that day. He signed! Oh my word, we signed all 4 of them. That's crazy. I went after so many free agents last year and didn't do well. And maybe last year I was sticking too much in that range. Or, I haven't looked around and I haven't played that much. It could be that the computer really gummed up their salary cap. But, in my opinion, we just made the AFC Championship. And then we vastly improved the team through free agency right there, and now we're going to go hit the draft. So this is giving us some sleepers. Got a quarterback there. Okay. Now we're in a scouting phase. I can't remember exactly how we go about this. So what I'm going to do is just auto scout. So that'll let the computer take care of who exactly to interview and scout, and it'll pre-populate our list and all that good stuff. Just because I'm not that comfortable with it all that well yet, I haven't done it. You all have seen every bit of my drafting and scouting and all that, basically. I think I did one season of it during when I wasn't live, and everything else I've done while streaming. So, all right, we are headed into the draft. Let's take a look. Let's update these depth charts real quick. Now look at that. We went from tackles being all that we had to tackles being the absolute weak spot on the offensive line. The middle of our offensive line is stacked. Oh, wow. The head coach moves Christensen back. Got Tranquil playing the left outside linebacker. So you can see here, we could use a second talented corner. We could also really use another defensive tackle. And to be honest, improvement at linebacker and end is also very much doable. But cornerback is certainly looking like a weak spot at the moment. Let's take a look at that offense again. So Burrow's good. We know we're fine at running back. We're good enough at wide out and tight end as far as I'm concerned. We could add depth. Are we wanting to improve at tackle? Who was our... I'm trying to remember. Oh, our first round draft pick last year was Steven Davis, the defensive tackle. Because then Casper was the second round, and I think Christensen was the third. So we could definitely, once again, target either defensive tackle, end, or offensive tackle, linebacker, cornerback. Those are the 5 positions I'm looking at when I get into this draft for first round. And then as we move on, we'll start adding some depth. So check this out. I should have the audio set right. Hopefully this isn't going to blow out eardrums, but this is such a cool feature. Gives me height. Plus, it's informative. It's going to give you some of the top players. Love to have any of these defensive players they're showing right now. Yes, sir. Get height, baby. Get height. Draft. We're going to be drafting really far toward the end of the first round. I mean, that's what happens when you make the AFC Championship game, I suppose. Okay. Let's get into this, see what's up. I'm ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to sit here and watch pick by pick. We're just going to go to the next human pick. So now we can draft recap. Check it out. So there's Gary Neville, that linebacker that popped up there. He went very high. Larry Darnell. Pascal Mahoney was a quarterback that that our coaches recommended to us. Dennis Stover was another corner there in the opening bit. All right, so here we are way down here. Pick number 29. So we are still technically in the first round, but all right. So you can see here. Interesting. So my head coach and offensive coordinator both recommend Steven Spence. He's a 20-year-old. Real fast. So I mean that's and decent grades over here. But the problem is I'm already really deep at, well, I don't want to say I'm deep at running back. I need to add depth, but not at the top of my depth chart. So that's just really not a position of need. Like I've already got James Anderson, who I drafted last year in like the 4th round, who's 88 overall. And then I've got Joe Mixon backing him up. So I really don't think that that's the direction that I'm going to go in. My defensive coordinator would like me to draft Kyle Conti. He's a defensive tackle. He was projected in the 1st or 2nd round. Can take a look at this. Oh, the grades are much lower. Pretty certain over here. So good physique, good athleticism. Could use some football IQ, but you know what? Out of a defensive tackle, you really just need a big body. And Kyle is 6'3", 319. He's strong. Dumb as could be. But for a defensive tackle, I'm all right here. So, yeah, it even says he's a bull rusher. If that was the only facet to his game, that would be enough for any team. He's just that strong. So this is a big man beast of a defensive tackle on the inside. So that's definitely appealing because that is one of the positions that I'm looking at. So he's certainly a consideration. So now what I'd like to do is come up here and check some of these other guys. We've got a defensive tackle here who is actually projected higher. Okay, so Conti, right around 18 and 28. So Trevino has higher coach grades. He was graded out higher as a prospect. His certainty's still there. Super athletic. Physique is solid. 6'4", 284. Smarter, faster, better hands. I have no idea why we would draft Conti over Trevino. No idea. Trevino is definitely the top defensive tackle left available. At least just looking at this screen. So let's move on. We were talking about cornerback being a huge position of need. We've got a couple of them that are up here on the board. Charles Chambliss, a 20-year-old, grading out around 19 and 29. Great technique, good IQ, good intangibles, strong certainty there. The intelligence really sucks, but he is fast. His hands are all right. Let's check. Where'd I go? All right, so there's Chambliss. Let's check out Ragsdale. So he's grading out a little bit lower. Good technique, good IQ, better intelligence. The speed isn't quite as high. The certainty is much higher. He graded out quite a bit lower. Very fast. Football IQ, technique, he doesn't, intangibles is an A, but nothing else up here is standing out as an A. So really, he's just super fast. Looks like he's got good work ethic, and his personality ratings, look how high the work ethic is. So while there's nothing that stands out over here, work ethic and competitiveness, that's the kind of things that can really signify what type of players are going to develop as they go on. So, I mean, he's fast. He does value playing time. Okay. Joel Russell. That work ethic and competitiveness are right there as well. Speed, not quite as much. He seems worse across the board. A lot of cornerbacks up here and available. All right, I want to go back. I don't know if I looked at... All right, so work ethic and competitiveness here on Chambly is very high as well. All right, so if I want a corner, it's Chambly. If I want a defensive tackle, it's Trevino. Defensive end, this appears to be the only one really out there. It's not that fast. Rated out just a little bit lower. So I get caught in this conundrum because I think Chambly might be the best player available, and he would go, like, we have a 70 overall as our second starting cornerback right now, so that would be a pretty big bump. At the same time, our second defensive tackle is also a nightmare. Let's check out, just in case, James Stone. Very highly rated. Great physique, great IQ, very, very strong. Good pass blocker, so this could totally be a left tackle. Oh, man. Makes it hard. I mean, we got somebody in chat. Throw me a lifeline here. Do we go with James Doan and solidify the offensive line? I think I'm leaning toward Trevino, although he is 23. Oh, man. Difficult to say. Breeze, you still in here, buddy? What are you thinking? I think I'm going Trevino. That gives us three quality starters on the defensive line, plus the defensive end we got the last time, who hopefully grows into it. I think on the offensive line we're all right, although, man, James Doan really could be, like, because Casper, who I drafted last year in the second round, he's a really good run blocker. He needs to be moved over to the right tackle. James Doan could be the left tackle for a long time. His certainty's quite low. Trevino's very high. Let's go Trevino. All right, done. Defensive line. Now we just got to cross our fingers that somebody we were just looking at is still out there. Spence is still out there. Wow. Hopefully he hangs out because we still aren't going to reach for that running back. Luciano was a first-round quarterback. Very accurate. Very fast. Maybe a running quarterback. Very high work ethic. His ratings are all trash, though. All right, so we can still go on the second tier of corners. Very strong for a cornerback right there. Oh, so look at that. This guy's rated 17 and 27. No, you're all good, Chris. No worries. So decent ratings over here. Physique not great. Technique, football IQ, intangibles all in the right range for me. The speed is an A+. So not great hands, but good intelligence. So, I mean, for a cornerback, if you're fast, if you're smart, you have good technique and IQ, and you're a hard worker. Like, so low hands probably means he won't get as many interceptions as he could otherwise. Low strength is definitely going to hurt him in the run stop, but that's not what I need out of a corner. So I'm kind of leaning toward Foreman. Did I look at Kenny? Yeah. So Russell grades out a little bit higher. I mean, he's not as good up here. He does have the work ethic and competitiveness. He is stronger, more agile, but he's dumb, can't tackle. I think I'm going to draft James Foreman. Boom, done. Let's get it, Bengals. Next human pick. Move on to round number 3. All right, what do we got now? Oh, tackle out of the Ville. What you got? You got that football IQ? Not much else. Not much else. I was going to say a nice young wideout, but my man's 24. Look at that. A- speed, A hands, B for technique, IQ, all that good stuff. The scouted attributes, the certainty is really low. But, I mean, that's a potential playmaker at the wideout position. Still want me to look running back. And I do need to add depth at running back, that's for certain. I really like that, though. once you get past the first 2 rounds, to me, like a third rounder, you can get a player. Past that, it's all about really just adding depth and hoping to get lucky. I'm going to add him because I think he has the potential of being a playmaker, even though a playmaking wide receiver isn't necessarily what I needed right there. And now we're just going to add depth at positions that our coaches are suggesting. I'm not going to worry about it too much more. We'll got 2 coaches on Wyatt. I know I need running backs. We'll draft him. I'm going to burn right through the rest of this draft. Damian Osborne. We need tackles. Yes. A couple of them want Wyatt. We need another quarterback. That's fine. Ooh. I think we're going to go corner. And that's all. We are done. That was our draft. All right, so let's go and take a look at some of these guys that we just drafted. Here's Eric Wyant, the quarterback. He was, what was he, our 5th rounder? Round 6, actually. But already better than Greenfield, just slightly. Much better arm, almost as intelligent, better accuracy. So Greenfield more of a running quarterback, Wyant more of a passer. Wyant's probably going to move straight on into that QB2. At running back, we only added 1. And he's fine for a 3rd running back, I suppose. See what else we went out and drafted. William Brown, who we're hoping can develop into a playmaking wide receiver. Already a 73 overall, should probably figure in somewhere. Look at the speed. It's NFL caliber speed straight away. The hands, maybe the best hands on the team outside of Tyler Boyd. So certainly for a 3rd round pick, I like William Brown. So James Foreman was our second pick. Oh, terrible overall rating. Really not good there. Let's see here. So the intelligence, cornerbacks, let's see. Intelligence-wise, he's right there on par with our best. Speed, he's good. Let's see, what are we missing here? Why is his overall so much lower? Is it just a strength? Agility. His agility is actually really bad. But I mean, outside of agility, he seems all right. All right, maybe a bad pick. We'll see. Not a great rating there to start off with. This was our 4th round pick, I think. And he's around the same overall strength. Let's see. He's got better agility. Nowhere near the speed, though. I mean, Foreman's got elite speed. Damian Osborne, who was our 5th round pick, clocking in at a 66. Oh my God, Trevino clocking in at 63. Why? All right, some really bad rating. Oh, really bad tackling. Maybe that was it. Doesn't seem that skilled at defensive tackle. So we might have just had a really bad draft. Last year we had a great draft. We pulled in a running back that was like 88 overall in about the 4th round, something like that. Everybody we brought in was pretty solid. This year it doesn't seem as good initially. So let's jump over, check out our position counts. So we've got a valid roster. We just need to add 3 players somewhere. We need a running back. And probably 2 tight ends, to be honest. So let's grab them in free agency real quick. You know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to go past all this free agency, and we're just going to sign these guys like in season to league minimums. We'll complete all free agent days, and then once we get past the free agency period, we're not really bidding on guys. We're just giving them the minimum and signing them, which is exactly what I would like to be doing. So let's complete the training camps, see what kind of improvement we get here. I've gotten last season I had my rookie running back who's 88 overall, and then I had Mixon and Giovanni Bernard. I think all 3 of them were playing. I know Bernard's gone now, so it's just Anderson. I think it's Anderson. Is that right? Hold on 1 second, and I'll let you know. First of all, let's check this out. So Chris Reed got a little worse. Sean Williams a little worse, but not too bad. Keep in mind, these aren't like 5 points off their overall. It's just like, I think it's just like across the board. Like, now see, look, here's what you want to see. Casper, the tackle that I got last year in the second round, is actually our most improved player. And then right behind him, my man Joe Burrow, the quarterback. So Burrow's getting better. Jamon Brown, who we just signed in free agency. James Foreman, the rookie cornerback we just drafted, is right there on the list. So we got a lot of guys still getting better on this team. Very young team. Not losing a whole lot of skill. Sean Williams, obviously, probably our best defender. He's a strong safety. We've moved him up to be playing linebacker. So, seeing him starting to go downhill is worrying, but it's not like he's losing 30 or 40 points or anything like that. So, not going to worry about that. Let's go sign a couple of free agents just to fill out this roster. So there's a running back and a couple tight ends. Oh, why did everything just appear? Just the tight ends, please. All right, so apparently after you sign a player, it undoes your filter, but that should have my roster ready to go. Hold on. So take a look at current versus minimum. We are good across the board. Yes, we are. And total players. What's contracts look like? Is that going to show it? No. No, not strategy. We'll jump into the depth here and let our coaches set up our depth chart. So, yeah, Jeffrey Roberts, clearly the primary running back right there along with Joe Mixon. We're so set at that lead running back position. Look at Burrow up to an 82 overall, so he's moved up quite a bit. So this is how the coach wants to set up the offense. I'm going to jump in and make some adjustments. I really like William Brown, the guy that we just brought in. Like Wyatt is that backup quarterback. I want Jonah Williams at this left tackle. He's a better pass blocker. We're going to let William Casper play the right tackle. We'll let the rest of the line stay as is. Take a look at the defense, have that set up. So you can see even our coach, his overall rating looks kind of bad, but even our coach, I mean, look at the guys with overall ratings higher than him behind him, but the coach is still playing Trevino at that starting defensive tackle position. So that makes me think that where his attributes are strong makes him a good defensive tackle. He's missing something that's got his overall low, but he's a good defensive tackle, I think. So we'll see how this works out. And look, they did the same thing at cornerback. They're starting the rookie cornerback ahead of a lot of guys with better overall ratings. So, should be interesting to watch how this goes. Should be really interesting. So, there's our first round pick. There's our second round pick. Our third rounder I put into the starting lineup myself. We've actually finally got good enough linebackers that we've moved Sean Williams back to his natural strong safety position. So that's nice to see. And so Trayvon Henderson will actually be a depth player this year. Okay, so let's go ahead and let him set up the special teams. Shouldn't be any big changes there. William Wyatt, our running back, going to be one of our kick returners. And William Brown. So, yeah, playmakers. All right, so it should be really, really interesting to see how this season goes. I'm most interested to see how those rookies go because I had very specific reasons for picking each one of them, and in the overall rating it hasn't shown up, but the coaches are seeing something that's making them want to start them. So I'm interested to see how that goes. I'm going to go ahead and sim the entire preseason, and then we can go back and just get a feel for it. All right. Oh, Wyatt got a lot of time. Played pretty well, actually. We lost, but that's all right. Won against Detroit. Once again, Wyatt looking good. Roberts. Third preseason game, we beat them down. Burrow, 3 for 3. All the man does is throw touchdown passes. 3 for 3, 193 yards and 3 touchdowns. Joe Burrow. What is this? So look at my boy William Brown. He's a rookie. I told you the boy was a playmaker. Look at this. Joe Burrow, 58-yarder to William Brown. 7 minutes later, Joe Burrow, 89-yarder to William Brown. And then he went ahead and threw in a 46-yarder to Damian Willis just for the cherry on top. Later in the second quarter, Tyler Boyd, 32 yards from Eric Wyatt. So, yeah. Love to see that. Really, really love to see that. I mean, it's a preseason game. It means absolutely nothing. But I would... if I'm going to be watching meaningless games in the preseason, I'd rather my rookies be doing amazing, such as that, than playing poorly. So, let's see what happened in the fourth preseason game. So, we did lose to the Rams. Okay. Let's check the email, see if we've got any injuries that are having huge effects here. Oh, Damian Willis, I believe, is the wide receiver that I benched in favor of Brown. If he keeps on having key games, though, we might have to change that around. So we'll see. Look at William Casper, an absolute superstar in camp. That's right. He's a worker. I only draft workers. Willis again, a key performer. Wyatt, Boyd, Burrow, Tate, Willis, Brown, Tate, Leonard, Burrow, Perez. We drafted him last year. All right. I think we're ready to get this regular season going, guys. Week 1 of the 2022 season. God, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I want to go in and see. Let's check out one of the things that I know these guys at Wolverine Studios put a lot of work into is all this league media and information ahead of time. So let's check this out. And y'all are going to have to go back to my first stream and see where the Bengals were rated. Right now we're a 4.5. I believe in my first stream, I was somewhere down here with these guys in like the 0.3s and 0.4s. So this has been a significant improvement. We may not be at the top, but we're looking good. Let's check out the magazines. We'll see the season preview. Just for the Bengals. All right, so the center that we drafted in free agency is supposed to be our best offensive player. Top defensive player should be Sean Williams. Morse is listed as a key addition. No key losses. Then we look here at our overall grades. Defensive end not looking good. Cornerback not looking good, but hopefully that's just on the overall ratings. Not sure why safety's not looking great. Guard, center, and tackle. So these were, I'm pretty sure tackle, guard, and center were all season Ds when I took this over. For this to be moved up as much as it is great to see. I'm not going to worry at all about the quarterback being a C. That's just because Burrow's still in his second and third year. Hopefully he'll continue to develop and move that rating up. Wide receiver, I'm perfectly happy with our wide receivers, as well as our starting tight ends. I don't know about the depth. So it's got us at a pretty good offensive rank. Defense, we're still a little bit middling, and that would kind of make sense. You know, we've added a lot of free agents on the offensive line to fill out that depth. So I don't know. We'll see how this actually plays out. I suspect we've got another playoff run coming. But let's check it out. Uh-oh, we got too many tight ends on our active roster. There's a maximum. There sure is. So I'm one over the maximum for tight ends. Everything else is okay. So what I need to do here is cut a tight end and add a cornerback. So we're going to cut Gesicki. If I can figure out how to do it. See, that's a roster. Is it in contracts? Not there. Wasn't in roster, right? Roster management. So we can move him over to the practice squad, actually. And now we can go out and we want to sign a cornerback. No. Clear it out. Give me those corners. So we're going to add a little depth here with Bradley Roby. Sign him to the minimum. I will come over here to our, not strategy. I'll come to our depth. Because he actually had a decent rating. Let's make sure that the coaches aren't interested in that at all. Maybe, maybe not, maybe. So they actually, Roby moves right into our nickelback position. Pretty interesting. All right, so now we ought to be able to sim this week, right? No, too many cornerbacks. Oh, I thought, all right. This is just me being bad at roster management. I apologize. Cornerbacks. Oh, current 7 and max is 6. I must have looked at that wrong. I looked at that wrong somehow. I was thinking that we had the exact number of cornerbacks. What do we need to add? Let's add a linebacker. Let's cut a corner and add a linebacker. Or actually, we can just move a corner to the practice squad. All right. Who's it going to be? That guy. Now we're going to add a linebacker, and then we are going to sim a game. I promise. Oh, sorry. Check out these linebackers. Joseph, get on the roster. Defense, set it up. All right, now we're playing, boys. Right? Sim this week. Yeah. All right, let's go back, check out week 1. The Bengals and the Saints in New Orleans. Oh, started off right. Hootie. Joe Burrow threw for 511 yards. Oh, my God, that's ridiculous. Joe Burrow on 14 passes, 511 yards and 4 touchdowns. Guys, if this is William Brown going the F off again, then I'm going to start completely ignoring overall ratings and strictly go off like 2 or 3 key attributes for every position. If this is William Brown, I'm I'm calling audibles in the way that I evaluate talent right now in 2022. Let's see what happened. William Brown, 33 yards from Burrow. Then it's Tyler Boyd, 44 yards from Burrow. Tyler Boyd, 78 yards from Burrow. Damian Willis, 15 yards from Burrow. So Brown had his day, but so did Boyd and Willis. So Joe Burrow, even though he only completed 50% of his passes, 511 yards, 18 yards per completion, 4 touchdowns. He got sacked 7 times. How's he still getting sacked like that? We've put so much money into this offensive line. We'll keep an eye on that. It could be an anomaly. It could be that our tackles are still our weak spot. Anyway, our running game was hot garbage. I mean, I'm glad to score well, and apparently they brought everything. So I mean, if they're going to force us to pass, clearly Boyd and Brown and Willis are going to make them pay for that. Look at Tyler Boyd. Chris caught it before I did. Here's the thing. William Brown had 150 yards and a touchdown. And he was far and away not the best receiver on the field, because Tyler Boyd, 254 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. Wow. Chris just said it looks like a cheat code. Yeah, that's PlayStation stats, guys. I remember back in the day, sitting in my college dorm room with some NCAA college football 2005. I don't know how many times I could get a receiver to 254 yards. That's sick. Wilson, Sean Williams, Tranquil, the linebacker that we just signed, having a big day. Some nice tackles for loss there. Good passes defended. Darius Leonard and Dante Jackson. Foreman, our rookie, who's got a terrible rating, had 2 passes defended, so leads the team. I'm not expecting him to have tackles, but he had 2 passes defended, so that's looking good. All right, so a good start on the road against the New Orleans Saints. I'm not sure how they did last year, but okay, so they were actually favored in that game. Oh, that went to overtime. I just noticed it went to overtime, but we won. And now we're at home. We're a 3.5-point favorite. So let's see how it goes in week 2. I'm telling you. Look at that, William Brown. So Franks with a 73-yard pass from Burrow. Boyd with a short one for 6 yards. Boyd another 3-yarder. Brandon Wilson, an 11-yard interception return. Foreman, the rookie, a 48-yard interception return. Boyd another. Oh my God, Tyler Boyd. All right, so more cheat codes, guys. Tyler Boyd had 9 targets, 6 receptions, 110 yards, and 4 touchdowns. William Brown with 8 targets, 6 catches, 135 yards. Didn't get into the end zone. But I don't want to jump the gun here, but I think we're on to something with Boyd and Brown. I think. Joe Burrow, and there we go, a clean game, finally. This has got to be the first time in 3 years. Joe Burrow leaves the field with a clean jersey. No sacks. Keep the guy upright, and he'll complete 70% of his passes and throw 5 touchdowns. So, a killer game from Joe Burrow. Killer games from Boyd and Brown. Even Roberts got into the mix there. Take a look at the defense. Looks pretty spread around. But look at Foreman. He's filling it up. He's filling it up. This feels like college basketball when you get one of those power forwards who's just doing all the dirty work. Foreman, you got 5 tackles, but 3 passes defended, 2 picks, and a touchdown. He's all across the board. All right, so I'm leaning further and further away from the overall ratings and really leaning into the individual ratings that make a position important. That's what I'm getting out of this so far. We can go back and check our emails. Here's our performances against New Orleans. Look at William Brown. And it's everything. Attitude, awareness, effort, production. All these guys. Tranquil, Willis. I mean, attitude, awareness, effort, production. Across the board. Great, great, great to see. This is really great to see so far. Trevino sprained wrist. Okay. All right, I really like what I'm seeing so far. Let's get a little bit of a refill here on our brown drink, and then we'll burn through the rest of this season and see if we can't get another draft in here. We've been up for about an hour now, and I can definitely see us going 2.5 hours here. So stick with me. We'll see what the season has to bring. We'll simulate week 3. So the Ravens have definitely been a problem for us. Let's see if we finally conquered it. We were favored by 3.5 at home, and we finally got past Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens quite easily, might I add. Roberts had a big game on the ground. 76-yard run and then a 15-yard run. William Diaz with a 47-yard punt return, and then Joe Mixon finishes things off. So Lamar didn't have a very good game. Joe Burrow went 12 of 25. That's not great. Yardage not great. No touchdowns. 1 pick. All right, so nothing really that exciting on the offensive side of things outside of Roberts, who really played well. Defensively, I don't see anything jumping out at me. I don't see anything jumping out here. Sacks. So Kareem and Wilson both had a couple of sacks, as did Lowry. Good to see the free agent signing there, getting into the backfield. But, big win there over the Baltimore Ravens. I'm pretty sure they're back. No, who won the Super Bowl? Did the 49ers or the Ravens win that Super Bowl? Either way, I think the Ravens won it the first year. They were in it the second year. So, big win there. Now we're at home against the Bucs, 5.5-point favorites. Sim through this, see how it goes. Ooh, the Bucs tore us a new one. That's a very bad game for us. Let's see, do we have just 1 turnover? So Burrow was pretty bad, got sacked a lot. Nobody could do anything on the ground. Boyd was the only one that really did much receiving-wise. So it just didn't happen for us. Just didn't happen for us. Let's check out the email, see who our key players have been in these games. So against Baltimore, it was Burrow, Kareem, Jackson, Roberts, and Mixon. Steven Davis jumping up in there. Luis Perez jumping up in there. Dean Lowry and Drew Tranquil. Against the Buccaneers, Boyd, Burrow, Tranquil, Mixon, and Wilson. So not a lot. All right. Moving right on along. On the road against the Falcons, they're a 1.5 favorite. So Matt Ryan played well, but the Bengals come out with the win. Moves us to 4-1. See how we did it. Jeffrey Roberts with the early touchdown run. Cody Sales, a couple of field goals. Cody Sales, a couple more field goals. And then William Brown, the 60-yard pass from Joe Burrow. 2-point conversion was good, and William Brown seals it. So Burrow still with a really terrible completion percentage. He did get sacked 5 times, but comes up with the key play in crunch time. So now this is what I don't like to see. This is the second game in a row that William Brown has had quite a high number of targets and a limited number of receptions. Although the same can be said for pretty much all the receivers. I mean, look at Franks. He was a Pro Bowler last year. 5 targets, only 1 reception. You don't know if that's on Burrow. You don't know if that's on the line. It's hard to say what's going on there. Defensively, some passes defended. Foreman with another interception. He's got 3 interceptions on the year. Davis, Gaither, Perez, a couple of sacks in there. Okay. So just trying to keep a gauge on who's doing what. Who's doing well, who looks good in the box score. Take a look at the performances. Burrow's always on this. Davis, Gaither seems to be on it more often than not. Damian Willis, he really might have to. Maybe we go Boyd, Willis, and Brown. Jeffrey Roberts had a good game. Wish Trevino would. Oh, Jonah Williams tore his MCL. So he's out for a couple of weeks. Alright, so that's no good. Let's take a look here. See if we want to move Casper over to that left tackle or let Cam Robinson do it. Where is our pass blocking? So Casper's a 66, Cam Robinson a 72. Right? That's pass blocking. We will let Cam Robinson handle that. He should be. He's already the backup. So with Jonah Williams hurt, it should default to Cam. So that's fine. Now, Auden Tate, what has he done so far this year? Because I'm seriously thinking about moving either Willis or Brown into that wide receiver 2 role. Alright, so far he's only started 1 game. Oh, that's rushing, sorry. He's only been targeted 6 times. Why? I wish I would close. But anyway, Damian Willis. Yeah, I get it. He's only been targeted a handful of times as well. William Brown, on the other hand, 41 targets. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and make another change here. So William Brown, I'm sorry, he was already our wideout number 2. So, let's see, maybe I screwed this up myself. Maybe the reason for that is that I had him at wideout 2. Let's move Auden Tate to wideout 2, let William Brown be number 3. Let that play out a little bit, see how that goes, and compare and contrast. So week 6, the Bengals and the Steelers. Woo, it's rivalry game in the AFC North. And the Bengals take it home. Joe Burrow, 300-yard game. Roberts did well. All right, so we got to start off. Cody Sales, a field goal. Jeffrey Roberts, a 44-yard run. Jordan Franks, the 18-yard catch. Tyler Boyd, a 7-yard catch. So, pretty good game out of Burrow. Decent game out of Roberts. Auden Tate, we move him up to wideout number 2. He starts doing things and stuff. William Brown obviously dropped off a little bit. Tyler Boyd, not much. All right, so good games against the Steelers. Now we got the Titans. We were heavy favorites against the Titans. 6-point favorites at home. Oh, and we showed them why. We showed them why. Jordan Franks all over the place. Tyler Boyd, Jeffrey Roberts, and Joe Mixon. My word. Looking good, fellas. Now we got the Bengals and the Browns. We're 5-point favorites. Oh, we did not get it done. So the Browns come in and beat us up with Timothy Harris at quarterback. Yikes. We even won the turnover battle and time of possession. So what in the world went wrong? This is Joe Burrow not being accurate. Only 2 sacks. Joe Burrow's just got to be more accurate than that. All right, well, you win some, you lose some. It happens. So now we're headed to Baltimore. We finally overcame the Ravens at home. Let's see if we can beat them on the road. Yeah. Lamar Jackson, safety. Auden Tate, Tyler Boyd. Burrow with the run. Mixon with the big run. Joe Mixon having a big game. 5 carries for 108 yards, an average of 21 yards per. That's really nice to see. Now you can see here, after moving William Brown from the wideout 2 to 3, he's been nowhere to be seen. Auden Tate's been decent. I don't know where we were producing better. You can clearly see, though, that wideout 1 and 2. I'm going to go ahead and delete all these. That wideout 1 and 2 is huge as far as who's producing. And I don't know if that's a product of the way that Burrow plays and where he's going with the ball, because he is relatively inaccurate. I don't know. Maybe he's just going for nothing but downfield shots. Is that a product of the offense that we're running? I'm not sure. But clearly that's what's happening. So we got a little bit of a shot of redemption here at Cleveland, and we get it done. Burrow with a nice game. And there's William Brown. So just as soon as I say that he kind of dropped off, here he is coming in with a touchdown catch to get us started in Cleveland. Roberts had a decent game, no touchdowns. Jordan Franks, really nice game. Auden Tate played well. Tyler Boyd being the deep threat. And William Brown just had the 1 catch, but it counted for 7 points all the same. So, So now Casper's out. But hopefully Jonah Williams is back. He can fill in that left tackle, and then Cam Robinson can slide over to the right tackle. So Wyant, the rookie quarterback, already complaining about playing time. Bro, you can't complain about playing time in your rookie year when you're behind Joe Burrow. All right, so we had our bye week, and now we head in to play the Miami Dolphins. So let's see how this goes. 24-7. Guys, we're at 9-2. We are cruising. We're going to take a quick look at the standings here after we check this box score. Auden Tate, Uzama, Jeffrey Roberts, and a field goal from Sales. Still not a great completion percentage. I've got to think Burrow's just throwing home runs. I mean, he's just going deep every time. Has to be. I don't know how else he can be doing this with this kind of percentages. Let's check out these standings. So we are leading the AFC North. We're 2 games ahead. We're 1 game behind the Kansas City Chiefs. So right now, through 11 games, the Cincinnati Bengals are looking at a 2 seed in the AFC. And the NFC looks like garbage. There's 2 teams at 7-4, and that's it. So the Kansas City Chiefs, guys, are the best team in the league, and the Cincinnati Bengals, record-wise, are right behind them. I would love to see that. Talk about a turnaround. This is year 3, guys. This is year 3 of the stream. And I took over the Cincinnati Bengals. They're terrible. Oh, here we go. The Bengals and the Chiefs. Guys, number 1 and number 2. This could probably be a preview of the AFC Championship game for this season. The bad news is we've got to play it in Kansas City. They're a 4-point favorite. This will be interesting to see how this goes. I fully expect to lose being on the road at Kansas City. But a win here has huge implications for home field in the playoffs. So let's go to that box score. God, what a game! 27-20. damn, Burrow went and had himself a heck of a game, as did Tyler Boyd. Check that box score. Roberts played well. Auden Tate with a touchdown catch. So Burrow, 19 of 36. He didn't have the completion percentage of Mahomes, but he also didn't throw a pick. Quarterback rating, pretty similar. Running backs, pretty similar. Turnovers, pretty even. Time of possession, 2 seconds apart. So what's the difference in this game? First downs, the Chiefs 18 to 10. Third down efficiency. We had the total yards. We had the passing yardage. We couldn't get it done on the ground, really. Well, I don't know. Rushing, they had more yardage, but they had more attempts. We had more yards per rush. Penalties. There's the difference in the game. 3 penalties for 20 yards for the Chiefs, 11 for 120 yards for us. That's the difference. So, guys, when a game is that close, this is the number 1 and number 2 team in the league, period. And it was extremely close, and it came down to penalties. I mean, I don't know what else you can really say. Let's do it again in January. So that'll drop us to 9-3. We're still very much in line for a lot of good things this season. We're a 9.5 point favorite at home against Buffalo. Let's take care of our home field here, please. And whoa, do we ever? 48 to 15. Goodness gracious. Damian Willis, Auden Tate, Tyler Boyd, Jordan Franks, and William Brown. Joe Burrow slanging it for 5 touchdowns. Even Eric Wyant jumped in to the party with 1 touchdown. So, look at that, Wyant. Don't call it a quarterback controversy. Wyant with the almost 144 rating, Burrow with 141. We might have to bench our man Burrow. Let's see. Oh, man. Just a heck of a game. I mean, Tyler Boyd's having a great season. Auden Tate, since we moved him back up to that wide receiver 2, doing quite well. I'm still impressed with what William Brown does when he touches the ball. I'm still not convinced he's not our best wide receiver 2. Just because it seems like he makes plays. So, I don't even know how to differentiate this right now. Let's look at receiving. I wish I could get the tight ends out of this. Thank you. All right, so Auden Tate catches a better percentage of his passes. He's got 10 more targets, but also 10 more catches. 11 more targets, whatever. William Brown has a little bit of advantage on the average, but too many drops. So, yeah, we're going to let Auden Tate stay in there. But, guys, I think we've got a pretty good set. This is what I was talking about. If you've got a quarterback and you've got an offensive line, these skill positions will take care of themselves. And I think, I don't know that any of these 3 are, like, athletic freaks. We don't have a Calvin Johnson in here. But these 3 guys, and I'll throw Damian Willis in there as well, because when he plays, I mean, look at this. He's only been targeted 8 times. He's got 6 catches for almost 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. So this guy's getting it done as well. We've got wide receivers. We're all right there. I don't think any big moves right there are warranted or needed. So on the road at the Jets, we're a 0.5 point favorite. Oh, bad game there. What happened? No turnovers. Wasn't that? Auden Tate with a big touchdown. Jordan Franks with a big touchdown. Couldn't get anything going on the ground. Franks, Boyd, Tate did well through the air. Just nothing on the ground. Yards per rush, 1.9. We gave up 5.3. Can't do that. Can't do that. So we couldn't stop the run, and we got smoked by the Jets. Le'Veon Bell, I mean, all right, Le'Veon Bell. I know, like, this year, when you think about, like, real life, what Le'Veon Bell's doing right now, not anything wonderful, but think about what Le'Veon Bell was doing, like, 2 years ago, guys. It's not a shock. Here we are, back in the friendly confines of Paul Brown Stadium against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're the 5.5 point favorite. Let's see if we can get back on the winning track here. Oh, and in a big way. Yes, sir. Tyler Boyd tackled this dude for a safety, then Mixon, then Tyler Boyd once again. Oh my God, Tyler Boyd. 10 targets, 5 catches, 80 yards, 3 touchdowns. Tyler Boyd making it happen. So, I mean, I can say we don't really have a number one wide receiver. Like, we don't have a Calvin Johnson. But Tyler Boyd definitely doing his best Calvin Johnson impersonation. Defensive-wise, Zach Christensen, guy that we drafted last year, the guy that made the safety happen. Like to see that. Trevino getting in there with a tackle for a loss. Just looking through like our rookies and whatnot. Foreman, there he is. 3 tackles, 1 pass defended. How's he doing on the year? So he started 15 games. He's been targeted. Is this catches against? So he's been targeted 113 times, 64 catches against, 17 passes defended. 113 and 64. Remember that, 113 and 64. $113 and 64. Pretty sure Jackson's our best, right? 83 overall. So, I mean, our rookie's 113 and 64. Here's 141 and 90. And that's supposedly our best corner. So that's 51. He does have 15 passes defended, though. 15 passes defended. What's the rookie have? 17. Wait, 17? The rookie's got more. All right, I'm good with that rookie. And I'm good with saying down with overall ratings. Who cares what the overall rating is? Can you play the position we need you to play? Period. Tough loss there. We were a 5-point favorite at home. The Patriots get us 40-34 in overtime. So you can see the usual suspects here. Oh, why did Wyatt play 6 snaps in a game that close? Did Burrow get hurt? Roberts had himself a game on the ground. Uzama played well. All right, let's see what happens. 11-5 on the season, though, guys. That's looking good. I'm just going to delete this. I assume that Burrow must have gotten hurt, but we're into the playoffs. Hold on, we got to play the Patriots again at home? Back-to-back Patriots, are you sure? Wait a minute, why are we playing in the first round? Did we seriously fall out of a top 2 seed? So 11-5, yeah, Baltimore's tied with us. Houston is now tied with us. Miami is now tied with us. Kansas City ran away with the league, and the NFC is hot garbage. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 5 AFC teams that all would be the number 1 seed in the NFC right now. So the AFC clearly where it's at right now. That's where we're competing. So if we can get out of this, that's great. And if we can't, I really, really like the depth that we've built so far. I like the draft picks that we've made, and we'll just continue on. So we get a rematch with the Patriots straight away. Let's sim it, baby. Let's sim it. Let's get it big. Let's get it, Bengals. That's what I'm talking about. You want to come at me in Week 17? How about the wild card round, 48-24? Go home, New England. Get out of here. Look at Wyatt. I looked through the ratings to see if Burrow was hurt, and I could not find it. But very clearly, either Burrow was hurt going into this game, or he got hurt early in this game, and Wyatt, the rookie, came in to do work. Let's check out the box score. Uzama from Wyatt, Franks from Wyatt. So the young man, the rookie, finding his tight ends early. And then finding his tight ends. So he found his tight ends early. Then the running backs took over. Then he found his tight end late. Then the running backs took over some more. So Wyatt had a pretty Joe Burrow-esque stat line, to be quite honest. Okay. Just look at Davis Gaither. Pass defended, interception, 8 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss. A couple of sacks out there. So looking good. But we do need to find out what's going on with Joe Burrow. So, I mean, these receivers... See, like, we build up the line, right? We build up the offensive line. We build up the defensive line. And now look. Go back to the first stream, the first season. How many players we would have on these lists from week to week. It was really limited. Now that there's linemen in front of them, taking up space, making plays, these guys back here are playing much better. So, oh, shit. Joe Burrow broke his foot. All right, so we went 11-5. That's a great regular season, but Joe Burrow broke his foot. So let's see exactly how important that quarterback position is. He is questionable. So maybe it's like one of those like small bones in the outside of the foot. I don't know how you break your foot and you're still questionable. But I'm really just hoping that Wyatt can get us to the championship and give Burrow a month to heal up and see what can happen here. We got to go play at Cleveland, though, and that was a tough game in the regular season. All right, so divisional championship round. The Bengals and the Browns, the Falcons, 49ers, Ravens, and Chiefs. Thank goodness I'm not having to play the Chiefs this week. And the Bears and Washington. $15-10. 15-10, we won it. Tyler Boyd showed up. We'll see who else did. Wyatt had oh my God. All right, so the last week he had very Joe Burrow-esque numbers. This week, not so much. The rookie was terribly awful. Cody Sales saved us with his leg, and then Timothy Harris with a safety. This was a defensive game. Couldn't get anything going outside of one 70-yard pass from Wyatt to Tyler Boyd. So Tyler Boyd still making plays, saving our season, moving us forward for the second year in a row. Your Cincinnati Bengals are in the AFC Championship game. What? Trade Joe Burrow. Random task. You're insane. There's no way I'm trading Joe Burrow. Are you kidding me? I do think like Wyatt is acceptable as a backup. He's acceptable, no more. The problem is we're going in to play the Kansas City Chiefs, who have been the best team in the league this year, and Joe Burrow is probably not available, which is a huge, huge problem. No! Joe Burrow's recovered fully from his injury. Joe Burrow fully recovered. Oh, my. Oh, wait. This says fully recovered. Sometimes the order of this throws me a little, but I'm going to take fully recovered. Let's just go look at the roster. Let's go look at the roster. Wyatt clearly getting it done at 8 for 28. I like the way you think, random task. Look at Burrow up to 84 overall. I'm pretty sure he started off the season at 82 overall. So, I mean, and the thing that's crazy, look at the intelligence and the accuracy. And Bruce Greenfield is actually caught up here in the accuracy department. Wyatt's still with a much better arm. But when you got a quarterback with 85 intelligence, 88 accuracy, I mean, 75 arm, it's not, a cannon or anything, but he's also got speed. I mean, Burrow, so satisfied with having Joe Burrow on this team. But anyway, we were going to see if he was injured. Oh my God, does he have 4,500 passing yards this season? 38 touchdowns to 3 picks. Guys, Joe Burrow, if he keeps this up, I mean, my God. 4,500 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 3 picks. I mean, you do that every year. Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. But he's back for this game against Kansas City. So we've already tried him once at Arrowhead. We fell. It was a close game, but we lost by a touchdown. Here we go back into Arrowhead. We're 3.5-point dogs in the AFC Championship game. But for all intents and purposes, unless the Super Bowl goes super sideways, this is for the championship because the NFC is trash this year. So the Bengals, go and find yourself a Cincinnati Bengals fan and tell them they'd be in the AFC Championship game 2 years in a row, and they look at you like you just grew a 5th head. I mean, the Bengals don't do this, folks, but here they are once again. AFC Championship game, the Bengals and the Chiefs. Let's get it on. Let's make it happen. Yeah, baby! Woo-hoo-hoo! At Arrowhead, we took them out. Huge first quarter. 30-27, and the Bengals are going to the big game. Joe Burrow. Oh, my word. Mixon, Boyd. So they tried to come back. Tyreek Hill from Mahomes. Sales making it happen. Jordan Franks again. Oh, man. Sammy Watkins, a couple of touchdown passes from Mahomes. And then Sales puts it to bed. Joe Burrow. Back at the last second, but he's back when it counts. And he's leading the Cincinnati Bengals to the championship game. Tate and Boyd, your wide receiver 1 and 2, both over 100 yards. Huge games for them. I really feel like we're running. I don't know. I haven't messed around too much with the strategy and the offensive playbook. You got to think with these types of percentages. I mean, Burrow had a higher percentage of completions this game, but I got to think this is really a downfield passing offense that we've got set up here. Look at the sacks. Even DJ Reader getting in on the action. Tranquil. Jackson with a couple of passes defended. Foreman, a couple of passes defended. All right, so guys, everybody got in on the action there, and the Bengals are in to the championship game. They are the favorites. We took the Cincinnati Bengals. It's only 2022. This is year 3. We've only had 2 drafts, 2 rounds of free agency, and I'm not sure I knew what I was doing the first round of free agency. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. We're here. Just keeping an eye on who's playing well. It's pretty much the same guys. All right, folks. Get the chips and dip ready. Make the queso. Fire up the crock pots. Fire up the grill. Fill the cooler. Whatever you got to do. It's game time. The weather forecast, 71 degrees. Windy. 20% chance of rain. Your Cincinnati Bengals are favored by 3.5 points. And here's the thing. There's no way in hell that we're simulating this. I'm gonna save right now, and we're watching this play-by-play. We're watching a play-by-play. I know people were asking earlier in the stream about it. Yeah, we're going 2D. Chris, you're absolutely right. Glad you said it. We're gonna watch it happen. Wait, do we want to play it out, or do we want to sim it and then watch it back? We sim it and then watch it back, right? Because if we play it out, I don't want to have any impact on it, do I? We'll play it out. This way I can let the simulation go, but I can also intervene if I need to. Is this call in different plays on the defense? I haven't been paying attention just yet. Doesn't really matter as we stopped them, right? 4th and 5. Shouldn't I be calling a punt return? All right, I thought that it would give me a recommended play and I could just do a punt return. So I would, you know what? I saved it. No, I don't want to cancel. I saved it before we did that. I'm going to go in and simulate it and then go back and watch. Because you're right, Chris. That's absolutely what I want to do is just chill and watch what happens. I don't want to have to try to figure out how to call the game as we go. I mean, I could do that a different time. All right, so we sim it, and now we watch it. This is what we wanted to do. Thank you. All right, let's go. Let's get it. All right, so it started off the same way. It looks like Cincinnati kicked off. Hopefully we get another 3 and out. Yep, incomplete pass from Matt Ryan. Ryan scans the field, 7 yards. 3rd and 3. Oh, Julio Jones. Fumble, recovered by Foreman. Cincinnati ball. Yeah, baby. Look at that. Look at Burrow. Oh! Auden Tate, 26 yards. And here we go, 5-6 plays in, and the Bengals are threatening already. Out to the running back, Joe Mixon. Touchdown, Bengals. Touchdown, Bengals. There's a song. I don't know what it is. My wife could come sing it, I'm sure. All right, so Cincinnati starts off hot. The pass to Joe Mixon for a touchdown. And then the sack. Darius Leonard sacks Matt Ryan, dropping him back. Man. 2nd and 17 from Atlanta's 26. Ryan drops back, broken up by Tranquil. 3rd and long for Matt Ryan and the Falcons. And they find the tight end. Oh, and they catch him after 15 yards. They're going to have to punt back to the 30 where the Bengals are going to take over. No return. 1st and 10. Oh, that was like a penalty. There was a holding penalty there. Now Roberts for a negative 2-yard rush. 2nd and 22. Up the middle again, Roberts for 6 yards. So 3rd and 16. Maybe something could happen here. Gonna need a wide receiver going deep. And it's Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd for 35 yards on 3rd and 16. The Bengals back into Atlanta territory. Oh, stopped in the backfield. Oh, at the line of scrimmage, rather. Another short gain, 3rd and 10. Burrow going to drop back. Rolls to his left. Looks for the wide receiver. Missed it. And Jamon Brown was injured on the play. Hit the 58-yard field goal, and it's 10-0 Cincinnati. So here we go. 1st and 10 from Atlanta's 25. Off to the wide receiver. Gage. I'm not sure Gage's first name. Excuse me. Oh, another one. So Julio Jones for 15 yards on the rookie Foreman. Atlanta moves into Cincinnati territory for the first time today, and now they're sitting 2nd and 1 at about the 35. Once again to Julio Jones. All right, broken up. 3rd and 10. Let's hold, defense. Let's hold. Big 3rd down. Broken up again. The field goal is good. 10-3. Bengals over the Falcons. Atlanta kicks off to Cincinnati for the first time today as we reach 3 minutes left in the first quarter. And Joe Burrow and the Bengals will start off from their 25-yard line. Looking deep. Oh! Boyd had gotten past the defender. It was broken up, but there was an Atlanta penalty on the play. Oh, look at the running back. Oh, my God. The running back was wide open in the middle of the field, but there was a sack. So it's going to be 3rd and long for the Bengals here late in the first quarter. Oh, over to Tyler Boyd, who gets 9 yards back, but not enough for the first down. So here we go. Matt Ryan and the Falcons will take over with less than a minute to go in the first quarter from their own 35. Matt Ryan drops back. 5-yard pass to Wilson for a first down. There must have been a penalty there that I missed. The running back sweeps off the right. This is going to be a big one. 14 yards for Todd Gurley to the Cincinnati 45. Matt Ryan drops back, hits his wide receiver underneath. Fumble! Recovered by Wilson. First down. Wilson's a Cincinnati player, right? Yes. The defense recovers another fumble, so 2 turnovers. But the offensive line cannot keep Joe Burrow upright. So the first quarter ends as a lot of other quarters probably have throughout the season, with Joe Burrow on his back looking at the lights on the ceiling. William Brown across the middle there, so 3rd and 12. Tight end deep. Jordan Franks can't bring it down, and Cincinnati has to punt. 66-yard, a monster boot down inside the 5, and Gurley right out of the gate with a big play, 26 yards. Tackled by Davis Gaither, but they were pinned inside their own 5, and now they're in business. 2nd and 5. Oh, man. The big pass to Terry McLaurin, 30 yards. First down at the Cincinnati 36. Gurley going to go up the middle again, and Atlanta is really putting some pressure on the Cincinnati defense. 1st and 10 from about the 25. Gurley's, rush by Williams stopped. 2nd and 9. Ryan going to drop back. Hits him over the middle. Another fumble. I think this one was recovered by the offense, and it was. So 3 fumbles now. 2 recovered by the Bengals. That one by the Falcons. So we get a taunting penalty. 1st and goal. Zach Christensen with the stop. Davis Gaither with the stop. 3rd and goal on the Cincinnati 8. Ryan drops back across the middle. Touchdown, Terry McLaurin. The extra point to tie it up. What's up, Lord Clam? I'm glad to have you in here, buddy. Tie ball game with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter of the championship game. So Burrow drops back, tied up for the first time, and the pass is dropped. 2nd and 10. Burrow slides, now runs. Burrow for 15, Burrow for 16 yards and a first down. Cincinnati trying to get a drive started. Burrow drops back. Looking across the middle. Intercepted by Oliver. Returned for 20 yards. And now the Falcons on the Cincinnati Bengals 22-yard line. Tie ball game, 10-10. Falcons look across the middle. Todd Gurley for 8 yards. Now they're going to run it right out the middle, getting close to the goal line. 1st and goal on about the 2-yard line. Ryan drops back to pass, and it's another touchdown to McLaurin. and the Falcons go up. So the Bengals start off hot, 10-0. The Falcons roar back with 17 unanswered, and it's 16 unanswered. Looks like that extra point was missed. So 16-10 Falcons. Bengals will get the ball at the start of the second half. Let's see if they can make anything happen before this first half ends. Burrow across the middle, incomplete to the fullback. Burrow drops back again to the wide receiver, incomplete again. 3rd and 10 on their own 13. Burrow drops back. He fumbled it, but he recovered his own fumble. It's going to be 4th and short from about the 23. Hopefully it's a good punt. Atlanta, 2nd and 10 from their own 45. Hits a wide receiver underneath. Close to the first down marker. Going to be 3rd and 1. They got the first down. They call a timeout. So they're on the 40-yard line. Julio Jones got behind the cornerback and dropped the pass. Now a running back sweep around the end. He's getting yardage. 21 yards for Todd Gurley. All the way down to the Cincinnati 18. There's 1:20 left in this half. Gurley again. Gurley is killing the Cincinnati defense. Now they're holding him. And now a field goal. So 19-10. 17 seconds left in this half. You have to imagine that's probably how the half ends. If I'm the Bengals, I take a knee and get off the field. Whoa, we ran it, got an unnecessary roughness, and now I think you go deep. Go! Oh my God! Do they have any time left? No! They got Tyler Boyd deep. They got the roughness penalty. They got the extra play. They hit Tyler Boyd deep, but he got caught from behind. And so now we go into the second half. Cincinnati, and they get the early holding penalty. It's probably going to kill their first drive. 10-19, the Bengals trail. Burrow trying to make magic happen across the middle to Auden Tate, falls incomplete. 3rd and 17, Burrow looking deep again to Tyler Boyd for 14 yards, but they are going to have to punt. So the second half starts off like most of the second quarter. The Falcons push them back. The Bengals make a play, but it's not enough for a first down. And now the Falcons almost to midfield again. 3rd and 7 from their own 47. Dropped. So the Falcons are going to have to punt. Yeah, Tyler Boyd, a touchdown at the end of the half would have been great. But I've got faith here. Look at Burrow. Is that an interception? You're kidding me. So Burrow with his 2nd interception of the game. I still have faith, though. I've got a lot of faith. Look at that. Oh, what is this shit? So we got a sack, but it was unsportsmanlike penalty. 2nd and 8. With the Falcons very much in field goal range. Ryan rolls to his right. He's going to run. And Matt Ryan into the end zone. Touchdown. Falcons 26-10. The Falcons on a 26-0 run, but we've still got 35 minutes of football to play. So let's see. The AFC was clearly superior to the NFC all year long. Now here in the Super Bowl, really, really struggling. The Falcons are putting it on them. 3rd and 5 from the 15. Burrow has a wide out to the left. Got him. He's running. William Brown to the 40, to the 30. They're catching up to him. 58 yards from William Brown. All the way to Atlanta's 26. Now Roberts to the left gets 9 yards. 2nd and 1 at the Atlanta 17. Burrow drops back. Looking to pass. To the end zone. Touchdown Bengals. Tyler Boyd. Just when you thought they were down, they brought you back in. Joe Burrow to Tyler Boyd. Now he's looking for the 2-point conversion, which failed. So the Bengals still 10 points back of the Falcons. But, guys, there's still 6 minutes left in this third quarter. There's a long way to go. Long way to go. 2nd and 2 from the Atlanta 33. Nice tackle by DJ Reader to force a third down play. Matt Ryan gets it out quick to Russell Gage. Big hit, but Atlanta with the first down. They take it out to the 45. Matt Ryan drops back again. Incomplete across the middle. 2nd and 10 from the 45. Oh, Julio Jones. Foreman got the tackle, but he couldn't stop the completion. So now Atlanta into Cincinnati territory. Todd Gurley up the middle for 1 yard. Not much doing. Matt Ryan drops back. Oh, and hits Gage again. So Gage is crushing us. He's crushing us. To the tight end. Now the tight end and a roughing the passer. So just when it looked like we were back, we let Atlanta just march right down the field. Now they throw underneath to the wideout. Gage again. Todd Gurley got stuffed. 3rd and goal, Cincinnati. Hold them to a field goal, boys. Boom! Kick that field goal. 29-16. Bengals ball. 3rd quarter. 13-point game. Burrow rolls left. He had a wideout well past the cornerback. Tries to throw back across the field to Uzama. But we did have a neutral zone infraction, so 2nd and 5. And now Uzama picks up the first down. We got an assistant coach here. Jackie, come here. This is Jack. This is my 5-year-old. Look, see these little guys on this screen?
Yeah.
We want the blue ones to win. Look, that's Joe Burrow dropping back, looking across the middle. Jordan Franks touchdown. 25 yards. The Bengals are right back in it. The extra point is good. It's 29-23 with 12 and a half minutes in the 4th quarter. Jackie, they're playing football, buddy. You think our defense will stop them? Yes or no?
Defense.
Yeah, defense. That's right. So the defense looking for a big stop here. Matt Ryan across the middle. Offensive pass interference on Gage. Drops them back to 1st and 20. Oh, the big play. Big play to McLaurin. Got the first down. What's that?
Can I tell you something?
Sure. But just know that there's other people over here watching.
Why are those chips that are in the blue bag?
Chips in the blue bag? Where are they?
The chips
Julio Jones dropped it. We don't have any left. Mommy ate them. Oh, the wide receiver, another first down. So Matt Ryan is really eating us up. And it's really a shame. We've got a rookie matched up on Julio Jones, and he's done okay, but not great. 3rd and 8, though. 3rd and 8, and a big, big stop. So it was a punt. There's 8 minutes left. A sack. That's not good. Hey, Lord Clamwell, glad to have you in here, buddy. 2nd and 16. 7 minutes left. One score game. To the tight end. No! Joe Burrow's 3rd interception of the game. You cannot throw 3 interceptions in a championship game and expect to win. But our defense is going to try to hold right here. We got 6 minutes. We can still make it happen. 3rd and 13. Get to the quarterback. Get him. Yes, sir. Punt it again. That's right. Cincinnati's ball. 5 minutes. 5 minutes left to play. Whoa. What was that? Oh, they hit the field goal. They hit the long field goal. I thought they would have punted again. I feel like they punted on the last possession from a closer distance.
Who are you talking to?
The people that are watching me. Look along. Find your wideout. All right, so Odd and Tate got a first.
You're playing the game that you
No, don't touch any buttons, please. We're down by 9. Still running Roberts for some reason. Keep your hands back, Jackie. Burrow dropping back, looking deep. Finds a tight end, Franks. 3rd and 4, 3 minutes left. They're down by 2 scores. Here goes the running back. 14 yards for Roberts. So Burrow drops back yet again across the middle to Mixon for 8 yards. 2 minutes in the game. 3rd and 2 Bengals. Mixon runs it across for a first down, but the first down's not what we're worried about. We got to score quickly. Look deep, baby. Look deep, baby. Willis, 26 yards. You got to score now, though. You got to score now. Look at the tight end. Look at the tight end. Oh! Jordan Franks across the middle. 34 seconds left. Burrow drops back. He's looking. He's got a running back. Oh. Oh, my. Oh, my. You're kidding me. 5 seconds left. Game's over. They had the late push, and they just didn't have enough time. You know, I think they played a good game. Obviously, Atlanta had a good advantage when you're talking about quarterback to wide receivers versus our pass defenders. They did well. But 3 interceptions, you can't overcome that. You can't. So the Bengals are going to fall in the championship game 32-30. But it came down to the last minute. Came down to the last minute. Here, eat them. Take them upstairs. Take your iPad upstairs. Bye-bye, buddy. So the assistant coach couldn't help out. Hell of a game, though. Hell of a Super Bowl, I think. Yeah, I think that was absolutely really, really, really fun to watch. And it's just a credit to how good this simulation engine is, to be honest. Like, whatever you have. If you got 2 teams that are evenly matched, like, the simulation engine's so good. But anyway, we did lose in the Super Bowl. It was really, really close. And for the 3rd year in a row, Lamar Jackson is going to be the MVP of the league. Matt Ryan, the playoff MVP. So Cincinnati with nothing in the year-end awards. Yeah, of course we should have been favored because the NFC was dog crap. The Falcons probably went like 10-6 on the year, whereas we probably they were 10-6 in a 1 or 2 seed, where we were 11-5 and much lower, maybe even 10-6. I don't know what we were, but the NFC was crap. We should have beat them, and it was just too much. You can't have 3 interceptions. You can't. That was the only difference in the game. I mean, we had our struggles in the first half moving the ball. Look at Cam Newton throwing for 5,000 yards. So Burrow, Elfine, Morse, Wilson, Davis Gaither, B. Wilson, Sales, all Pro Bowlers. Wow, Mahomes wasn't a Pro Bowler? Are you for real? Tyler Boyd was close. Look at Tyler Boyd. Almost 1,300 yards and 14 touchdowns. Pretty good. Roberts, decent year. Tate, Had he been a wideout to the entire year, he could add 10 catches and, 200 yards and a touchdown to that. So he would have been all right. Jordan Franks, good year. Jonah Williams, real good year. Joe Mixon, real good year. William Brown is on the list. I got to advance before I lose my mind. Did Lamar run better now? I could go back and look. Here's the thing. I know that the quarterbacks were running way too much in the early versions of the game, so they toned it back, and I did not see exactly how they've been doing recently. Ooh, you know what I did not do that year was take a look at my contracts and who was expiring. I think that I can still do it. And Tyler Boyd is obviously a huge one. Let's see. We're in contracts. Tyler Boyd. Can I not do it here? There's contract. All right, so we're going to make him... Let's make him a key player, actually. How the Raiders do. Let's go take a look at that real quick. We're going to need to come back to Cincinnati and make sure that we fill that out. The Raiders went 2-14, Blaze. 2-14. Not that great. Jonah Williams, I would like to keep if I can. I don't want to spend crazy money on the dude. If he would accept this contract, I would take it. All right. Not offering Galecki. Greenfield. Should I offer Greenfield? I mean, he's decent. Perez. Maybe. Let's offer Roby. Right? Overall strength, agility. I mean, he's fast. He's got okay hands. He's got okay agility. Yeah, this is a sweetheart deal. He's 31, though. We'll stick to 3 years. I think we missed Perez. We definitely want to re-sign him. Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with the Raiders, to be quite honest. I'm not sure how they're doing in real life. I haven't kept up with a ton of real life NFL this year. All right, so Travion Williams is wanting 2.2 a year. That's more than we're willing to do. All right, so let's look at the guys we're letting go. Williams, that's fine. Sweeney, yeah. Roby, we offered. Perez, we offered. Did we offer Joseph? I'm not sure, but I don't know that we want to. We're okay. Jonah Williams, we definitely offer. Oh, Tyler Boyd. All right, so up here is where we got to go crazy. DJ Reader, we're not worried about. Tyler Boyd. Did we offer Tyler Boyd? I don't think that we did. Oh, yeah, current extension offer. 4 years, $7.5 million a year. Okay, I think we did offer him. All right, so let's advance and see if he signs that. He didn't sign it. Well, that's a shame. I just signed this dude to a 6-year extension. Why is it not showing up? Maybe I did it last year? Oh, I mean, here's the news article. But it still says 0 years remaining. All right, let's try that. You're talking about Tyler Boyd, I assume. I guess so. I guess I missed the re-signing period on his contract. And if I did, that's definitely my fault. But at the same time, that wouldn't be deal-breaking for me. Because like I said, I'm all about linemen and quarterbacks. So skill position players, we can figure them out at any point. Let's get on to free agency. One last look at contracts. What are we at? We got $11 million in cap status. Let's take a look at these wideouts. See if Boyd actually left. Yeah, he's not here. That is a shame. It's a crying shame. But still, William Brown and Tate are fine. So here's my question to anybody that's been watching this stream. This is a little bit of a... I'm a Kentucky gentleman. This is a Kentucky gentleman bourbon. Blaze was asking about my beverage of choice. So here's the thing, though. So we offered Boyd. He didn't go for it, so he becomes a free agent. And that happens. Here's my question for anybody that's been watching the chat or been watching the entire stream. Is there anybody that doesn't think Auden Tate and William Brown could be the 1-2 wideouts here with Damian Willis as the third wideout? Is there anything preventing that? Is there any reason that I want to go out and spend $10 to $15 million a year on Tyler Boyd if Auden Tate, Damian Willis, and William Brown are giving me maybe not the same results, but very similar results? And look at Stanley Morgan. He's a 79 overall. He's not getting a chance at all. I mean, I don't think that Tyler Boyd is worth the money that he's probably going to be looking for in free agency here. What do you all think in chat? There's enough people in here to steer me right or wrong. Lord Clamel, the contract talks are pretty good the way that the game has designed them. The problem is with Boyd's contract expiring, I should have renegotiated it prior to last year, and I forgot. All right, I appreciate it. I'm sticking with these guys. Got $11 million in cap room. Let's see. We'll see what the roster looks like. All right, Burrow. Burrow's fine at quarterback. Running backs. Guards are fine. Look at Casper coming along. Offensive line's fine. Tight ends are good. If you want to find fault at cornerback, you can try, but I'm not really seeing it. Linebacker looking very strong. I don't know. I kind of think cornerback might be the position we need to grow at still. Even after grabbing one in the second round last year, they don't look great. Yeah, it was the bourbon made me miss Boyd. There's no doubt. So what I think that I would like to do, and you guys, you are throwing out good suggestions in the chat. So let me just bounce this off of people. What I think I would like to do here, because William Casper is growing as a 24-year-old second, maybe moving into his third-year tackle. Cam Robinson was a free agent signing. He wasn't great. I might look for a really, really strong pass blocking tackle. That would give me a really strong left tackle. Let Casper go right, because he's a run blocker. If you look over here, pass blocking, run blocking, where's Casper? He's right here. So he's a 66 pass blocker, 85 run blocker. That's a right tackle when you got a right-handed quarterback. So I could look for a really strong pass blocking left tackle. Outside of that, at least when you look at overall rankings, I still feel like cornerback is our biggest weakness. I mean, I think Foreman had a hell of a year. I would kind of like to allow him another year to develop. We could invest some draft picks at defensive end. Yeah, we only had 2 tight ends. The other 2 that we had were both on a 1-year minimum contract. Yeah, we need depth on the offensive line. That's true, but we're getting close to the point where we have enough at every position that now we need that difference maker. That guy that's a little bit better than the other dude. Free agency wise, let's see what's out there. Unless you all have any very strong suggestions, the only thing I'm truly looking at here in free agency. Oh, Jesus. Look at Gurley, Kelsey. Look at some of those guys. Jesus. Look at McLaurin. So here's the thing. Look at Terry McLaurin. That's the dude that tore us up in the Super Bowl. I'd never even heard of him. But he's an 89 overall. Daniel Jones at 86. But here's what I'm talking about. This guy, he is 34 years old, but he's a 93 at pass blocking. This is a guy, we've got $11 million in contract space. This is a guy you could pay for 2 to 3 years. And he just locks down your quarterback's blind side. I'm putting it all right here. Let's see, we're going to offer him a base salary. $10 million a year. For 2 years? See how that works. That's all I need to do in free agency. Whew. So our lines, guys, are getting real. The center, both guards, and at least one of the tackles, plus Casper on the right tackle is a solid run blocker. Our offensive line is set. Our quarterback is set. Our wide receivers have and running backs both have talent. Now it's all about filling in talent on the defensive side of the ball. So let's take one more look here. And you can see here, there they go, Schwartz at the left tackle, and it's good to have your best, this is the best player on the team, guys, by far. The middle of that line is solid. Casper over here appears to be the weak link. Go back to my first stream, please. This dude would be the best offensive lineman on that offensive line. He's now our worst offensive lineman, but he's close to a 90 at run blocking. He's very talented. He's very young. I'm happy with him at the right tackle position. I love the tight ends that we have. I love the wide receivers that we have, although Stanley Morgan's not going to be there. We're going to move Auden Tate, William Brown, and Damian Willis. There we go. I love our running backs. I love the quarterback situation. Our offense I'm perfectly happy with. Let's go ahead and save that. Let's take a quick look at the defense. This is where we're going on this draft, fellas. Trevino has a terrible overall rating. I still feel good about his individual ratings. Same with Foreman. So our best two defensive positions that appear to have the most opportunity for improvement are players that I drafted last year that I actually have a lot of faith in and who actually played relatively well last year. I'm not sure about Trevino. I know Foreman played decently. He actually had more passes defended than our best cornerback. Defensive tackle. No, I want stats. Oh, it's not going to give me this year. Crap. All right, let's just go. Let's just go. We're bringing in the best talent we can. I think we're filled out across the board. Now we're bringing in best available. Or Climber wants a beast at tight end. There's Arnold Austin, tight end. And don't think I won't go for another tackle if they're there. Most of this offensive line we pieced together is out of free agency as a whole. They playing basketball, Chris? I wasn't even aware. 2023 draft, folks. Let's get it. Who they? Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? Nobody. All right, let's get it. Bills on the clock. Next human pick. All right, pick 31. So again, we're at the very end of the first round. Quite obviously, as we were in the championship game. So the coach is like Leaf Walker. Now look at that. Oh. This dude can't pass block, but look at everything else about him. 100% certainty, A- strength, B+ agility, C- intelligence. Interesting looking guard there. Now this guy. Blaze, this is only my 5th or 6th draft, so I'm still learning how to weight my decisions, if that makes sense. As of right now, I'm taking a look, first look at coach grades. You're typically going to get a 10-point better grade out of your specific coordinator. So like if this was a wideout of similar ability, this would be 19, 19, and 29 or 28, whatever. So your specific positional, or not positional, but side of the ball guy is going to give you a 10-point bonus. Other than that, I'm just sort of looking at the certainty is definitely important because that's how accurate all the rest of this is. And then I'm just going by position. Intelligence to me is always important, and if you're a defensive tackle, intelligence might not be as important. A defensive tackle, you just want a big dude that's going to be in the way. Maybe even for an offensive guard, maybe even for a wide receiver. But a lot of positions, intelligence will be important. Cornerback is certainly one of them. So here's a cornerback who's got good physique, good athleticism. He's got a very accurate grade. He does value money, which is kind of a shame, but he's got great morale. He's smart. He's fast enough. His hands are good enough. He's agile enough. Haskins is and he's 6'4". He's 20 years old. He's a 6'4" cornerback. And then you compare that to Leaf Walker, who is the guy that the coaches want me to take. He's got a slightly worse grade across the board. A little better technique. He's got good hands, but I don't know why you need a defensive tackle that needs hands. His biggest value is money, playing time. I'm drafting Haskins. All right, so they want me to go after Ratcliffe, a defensive tackle. So his grade is pretty poor. But the thing is, he's got a killer leadership rating. They're really high on his tackling, his athleticism. Everything up here is highly graded. The certainty is low. But I think we go ahead and draft him. I like it. Why does everybody want yet another quarterback? Should I got Brogan? Not so good. McFadden. Oh, McFadden's a lot better. McFadden's a lot better. Couple points higher graded over here. Couple points better everywhere across the board over here. So, Chris, my football philosophy is obviously quarterback is first. After that is offensive line. After that is defensive line. After that is, if depending on the defensive style that you're playing, if you're running a 3-4, I would run. You got to have pass rushers. So if you're running a 3-4, you need those outside linebackers to be pass rushers. If you're running a 4-3, then really your defensive ends are more of your pass rushers, and you can let those outside linebackers go out and play pass defense. So it really depends on the defensive formation you're running as to how exactly you build it, but it's quarterback, offensive line, pass rushers, best available. Because outside of quarterback, offensive line, and pass rushers, the rest of it truly is interchangeable. I mean, the better player that you can have, the better off that you are. All right, I will go with the... Yeah, absolutely. So like my entire theory is like you need a quarterback that can read the defense and get the ball where it needs to go, right? For him to be able to do that, you got to have offensive linemen that can keep him upright until he can make that read and get it out. And the better the offensive linemen are, the more comfortable that the quarterback can be, the more time that he can feel comfortable in making that read. But if you've got that, like me and you could be running the pass routes. Would it be better if Calvin Johnson was running it? Sure, but like if you've got a quarterback that can sit back there and just read it, you're good to go. And then the same thing on the defense. Like the defensive linemen, those tackles are going to clog up the middle. At least when I run a 4-3, so the tackles are clogging up the middle. The defensive end should be rushing the quarterback, and everybody else. Like the better that the defensive line plays, the more it opens up the rest of them. The more it frees up linebackers to move around and make plays. The more it cuts down. Cornerbacks don't have to defend for 6 or 7 seconds. They only have to defend for 3 seconds. So it all builds off of the line. You go from the middle out, same as baseball, middle out. Rodney Hatfield. What round are we on to? Round 4. Why am I having trouble drafting him? Oh, because I'm not on the clock. That would make sense. All right, baby. Let's see what we got in these training camps. Ooh. All right, so Schwartz, the tackle at 34 years old, big loss. Morse as well. Not really any kind of surprise. Sean Williams also losing. So, like I was saying right before that draft, our offensive line has been built in free agency, and we're going to lose them quickly because they're aged. And that's really no surprise at all. We just need to be prepared for that, and we need to start addressing that in future drafts. If we take a look at the gains, Hatfield looking good, Robinson looking good. Not a lot, though. Not a lot. Not too much to be excited about there. But we are into the preseason, so let me take a quick save. And let's take a look at this team overall. Let's see what we've got them to. We're in 2023, right? So Joe Burrow, very much encroaching on the top quarterbacks in the league. We're going to go position by position. Roberts, our fourth rounder from like 2 years ago, crushing it. Mixon, solid as could be. Wyatt and German, not great. That's okay. That's okay. We don't need... You can't be 90s across the board. That's fine. At fullback, I think Ethan Carter doing a good job. Guard, Jamon Brown and Elflin, both at 85. Come in here and look at it. Pass blocking, run blocking. Good enough. Good enough. Akima Dingy, good enough as a backup. Doesn't quite have the agility or intelligence, but, you know, that's why he's a backup, I suppose. Take a look at these tackles. When you look at the overall, Schwartz well out ahead, but Casper and Robinson pretty close, and both of them are continuing to get better, which is what you want to see. Casper still not quite as high on intelligence. Pass blocking, Schwartz is just so far ahead. Run blocking, though, Casper is actually the better candidate. So Schwartz on the left tackle, Casper on the right tackle. Very, very obvious call. Here's Morrison Reed. You can take a look across it. The only two tight ends we have on the roster. Here's our wideouts. William Brown only at 75. But let's look here. Agility, he's second highest. He's middling intelligence. Pretty much tied for best speed. By far the best hands. What more you want from the guy? I don't know why his overall so low. Strength, maybe? William Brown's a hell of a wideout. So corners, and again, we're going to look here. Dante Jackson is the overall favorite. And James Foreman is actually tied for the lowest. But start looking through here at intelligence. Foreman's a 64, Jackson's a 63. Tackling, Foreman's actually the best outside of Maben. Speed, he's tied for the best with Jackson. Hands, he's fallen off a little bit. Like, I want to know, where's the guy falling off? Is it just like cornerback position speciality or something? Like player skills, it has to be right here, right? I don't know what else it could be. He's got all of the intangibles to play that. Yeah, Schwartz is a killer on the offensive line, bro. He's awesome. All right, I think that's probably all that I've got for y'all today. I feel we got through 2 drafts. We got through an entire season. We got to watch AFC Championship last year. We got to watch a Super Bowl this year. We came that close. We watched the whole thing live. And like we just needed a little bit more. We needed something somewhere, and we didn't have it. We needed the edge, and we didn't have the edge. And we lost. And you know what? I feel like that's what happens in real life. Like, there's plenty of teams that are good. There's plenty of teams that are well put together. These general managers, they put together teams. They can play well together. They can do well. But you got to have the little bit of edge, and that's what's the difference year in, year out. We made the Super Bowl. We didn't win it. I think we're building correctly. We just didn't have the edge. That's all that it is. So, I don't know. What's up, Breeze? All right, so I'm gonna call the stream there. Here we are in 2023 in the preseason. One last thing I'm gonna do before we jump off is check out League Media and see where they've got us. Check out the magazines and the season preview. Pretty good. Second in the conference, second in the league, first in the division. So they really, really like our defense this year. And the thing is, like, we're just when you put all of your focus on the line, you're going to have good results. Period. You just can't. You can't not have good results. Yeah, Lord Clem will definitely go back and check out what happened in the first year. Because, I mean, we started off with the Bengals' actual roster, and they were trash. And all we did, the first season, we had a choice between offensive and defensive line. We went defensive line. We drafted Steven Davis. He's been a ridiculously good player. I mean, we just invested in both lines. That was it. That's all we did. Invest in your line. I think that any football GM would tell you that, but I think that at the same time, people fall in love with these skill position players. See what these emails are. Yeah, it all starts in the trenches. That's 105,000% correct. That's all it's ever about. All it's ever about. All right, we're going to save here. Let me see. So Blaze was asking who's ranked number 1. It's a shame it goes team by team. League, conference, division. Look, Super Bowl champions at 15. The Ravens at 3. Buffalo at last. Is anybody really surprised? The Bengals at 2, baby. 3 years in. 3 years in. Your boy Cards. Bringing these Cincinnati Bengals around. Who they think gonna beat the Bengals? Nobody. Browns, nope. Houston at 4. Probably Kansas City. Yeah, Kansas City. All right. We got 3 hours in tonight. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, suggestions, comments, conversations, whatever you got, make sure that you jump into either a GM Games Discord or something else. I'm looking forward to talking with you guys because I'm really enjoying this save. It's a lot different than what the college basketball does. So, I'm looking forward to getting feedback on it because I've played college basketball more. I know more about it. This one, I'm still learning, and I know there's people out there that are better at it than I am. So if you've got information, bring it to me. That might be the real Bengals when Burrows gets back in action next year. Yeah. You're very right, Lord Clamel. But anyway, if y'all have got information, if you've got things you want to talk about, whatever, reach out to me on Discord. Just shout it out. I'll be there all day, every day. I don't know what to say. I'm around. So, I had such great fun bringing you all this stream. God, it's so fun. It's so fun streaming. I never could have imagined. But, I think that we're doing good. So, I'm going to leave it here. Reach out, comment, subscribe, whatever it is that you do. Should have been there. Oops. Blaze, you always got comments. But anyway, I appreciate all you guys. Had a ton of fun today. Let me save it on stream so it's official, so I don't screw it up. But guys, thanks for joining me. Send me messages if you got questions, comments, suggestions, whatever it is. I'm always open for it. I'm having a blast bringing you this. I'll get you some more college basketball 2020 soon. As we all await the Draft Day Sports, college basketball, and college football 2021 announcement, we're patiently waiting. Me among them. But anyway, thank y'all. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch y'all next time.